I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving.
Yo, what is up? What is up? It's me, it's Key. We're back. We're in the building with another episode of the 7200 Seconds podcast. I got my guy to the right of me. We got Coach Donte. He's always here. What's going on, Coach?
What's going on, Key? How you doing? What's going on? Another 7200 seconds. Appreciate the people in the chat. I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Let's go. Shout out to AJ. We got Daniel here, NBA Cypher. What's going on, Mo? We got Burns going on. Robert's here. What is going on, y'all? What is going on? We on 55. Told y'all we halfway there. I think by the end of the year, we'll probably get to the 100. And getting that 100 mark is going to be the jersey giveaway. So y'all stay tuned for that. But getting into the nitty-gritty things, we got some NBA to go over. We only had two games last night. We had the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. The Lakers get the job done. I thought that the Golden State was going to pull it out, but they didn't. Jordan Poole shot that shot and didn't go in. But the Lakers take game one. All the Lakers fans, 117-112. Talk about last night's game. How did the Lakers beat Golden State?
They beat Golden State again. Golden State was small last night. Golden State may have to make some adjustments in the lineup a little bit because Kevon Looney and Draymond Green won't even take a look at the basket by him not being a shooter. So you basically playing 3-on-5 basketball. When Mo said in the morning show that LeBron James don't have to chase around anybody so much. So you may have to adjust the lineup a little bit and go a little bit small so Anthony Davis can come up out of the paint. But other than that, you may think when you look at 21 threes when Golden State made, which is they shot lights out in every statistical category, you may think Golden State would have dominated and won the game. But Anthony Davis' greatness, him having the game that he had, and, D'Angelo Russell having 19 points. You look at Jared Vanderbilt's impact on the defensive side of the ball. Austin Reeves had 10 points, but him playing great defense. You look at that as a whole, that's why the Lakers won the game, and then they out-rebounded the Golden State Warriors, but they didn't out-rebound them that much. But again, Warriors have to do a little tweaking to the lineup.
Kevon Looney grabbed 21 boards himself, so did Anthony Davis. But Anthony Davis was the dominant self, as we know he can be when he's healthy. Yes, AD is dominant. We never discredited him talent-wise. We always talk about his injury-prone self. But when he's out there and contributing, AD's dominant. He's one of the best that's played the game. LeBron didn't really have to do much. He had other people to help out. Now, as it gets later on in the series, this is probably when we're going to see LeBron step up. But what does the Lakers have to do to continue to go on to the Western Conference Finals?
Anthony Davis is going to have to continue to be great. Anthony Davis, LeBron James, if he take games off, LeBron James will, he did by him doing it so many times, he can afford it because he's going to bring it every single night. Anthony Davis cannot afford to have a bad game. He cannot afford to take games off because he was brought there on side of LeBron James to be that next guy. In case LeBron do go down, Anthony Davis can prove that he's that guy. I can lead a team by myself to a championship. LeBron James has already led a team to at least the NBA Finals. He's already been shown that he's the man. He can do it. Anthony Davis don't have that same MO. So, again, the key for the Lakers to win the championship, Anthony Davis has to play well, man. He has to continue to play at an elite status. LeBron James, he's going to play. He's not going to have the game that he had in game two. He's going to have a better game, but far as the key to winning every series and winning a title, Anthony Davis is going to have to continue to be great. Anthony Davis and other guys going to have to continue to contribute.
No, most definitely. Going over to the stat line real quick last night. So, again, Anthony Davis had the 30 and 23. Did have 5 assists, 11 from 19 from the field. That's definitely not bad. Vanderbilt contributed 8 points, but he was good defensively. Still had LeBron with a quiet 22, 11 rebounds. He didn't have a great offensive night. He was 9 for 24, 1 from 8 from 3. So that's not your typical LeBron James stat line, especially going 9 of 24. Then you had Russell, 19 points. He didn't really have a good shooting day either, 9 of 19. Then you had Austin Reeves, 4 for 10, 4 for 9, 10 points from the field. Then you had Schroeder coming off the bench with 19 points. He was 5 for 10. Then on Golden State side, of course, Draymond's not going to give you numbers, but he had 7. Here you go. 7 assists, 4 rebounds. Then you had Looney with 10 points, but he did have 23 rebounds, 15 points from Wiggins, 27 from Steph, 25 from Clay, Jordan Poole, 21 from the bench. You need the other role players on the bench to score. DiVincenzo, Gary Payton Jr., thought Kuminga could have gotten this game. I think maybe, Steve, like you said, Steve Kerr got to change the lineup around. Can Kuminga come off the bench and give you some buckets? Kayvon Looney's not that dominant, but he will give you some boards, especially he can't go up against Anthony Davis. Then we had the first game was the Knicks and the Heat, and that series is tied up. No Jimmy buckets. The Knicks, Julius Randle and the guys, what did they do to win this game?
They beat them on the boards. They out-rebounded them by 16. And Isaiah Hartenstein, a former Houston Rocket, was a menace. He was a menace inside the paint and on the offensive glass. Jalen Brunson showed up. Brunson pretty much showed up. Jalen Brunson is a dog. That dude is a legit dog. Josh Hart was really good, making a couple of corner threes late in the game. But I thought they were physical inside, and I thought Hartenstein really gave them a boost on the offensive glass. So at the end of the day, again, man, hey, the Knicks were ready tonight. The Knicks were ready. So congratulations to the New York Knicks for winning game 2. But I got to give credit to the Miami Heat for them not to having Jimmy Butler and the players they went out there and played with, like a Caleb Martin stepping up. Matt Screws, Gabe Benson, those guys can play basketball. Those guys can go out there and play basketball. And imagine Jimmy Butler was on that floor. Jimmy Butler, they would have probably won that game if he was on the floor. But I thought it was the right move not to play Jimmy Butler because you don't want him tweaking that ankle anymore. It's good for him to go game 3. Now that you got the home court advantage, you've stolen the home court advantage. If they get 2 games in that series against, if they can protect their home court, they will be fine. They will win that series. Miami Heat will win that series, which I got Miami winning in 7.
Yeah, definitely. You need the role players stepped up. Now, this is what's going to have to happen. The role players are still going to have to contribute when Jimmy comes back because you just can't have Jimmy take over. We know that Gabe Vincent can get hot. We know Spruce can get hot. We know Martin can get hot. These role players have to play when Jimmy's there. If all of them play together, the Rockets is, not the Rockets, think about Houston. The Heat is going to blow the Knicks out the water. Even Kevin Love coming and contribute. We know Kevin Love is at the tail end of his career, so he still can give you some, but he still give you some points, but he's not the old Kevin Love we used to seeing. Kyle Lowry, I don't know where Kyle Lowry is. Bam had 15 points. Caleb Martin had 22. Gabe Benson had 21. Spruce had 17. And then you had your bench, Duncan Robinson, getting paid all this money, only scoring 9 points. Highsmith had 5. Zeller had 2. And Kyle Lowry had 5 at 6. I just feel like Miami definitely could win the series if everybody plays together, if everybody gives you buckets. But if not, if it's so one-sided, then I feel like the Knicks can take the series in 7. I'm gonna go Knicks in 7. I think this is gonna be a 7-game series. I got the Knicks only because maybe the Knicks has a little bit more talent than Miami. You still got Julius Randle who can give you some buckets. You still got an RJ Barrett. You still got Quigley, even though Quigley's been off. And then you still got Brunson, Josh Hart. I just like New York in this series.
Hey, the Heat love it. The Heat love that, and that's what fits right in the Heat skill set too, man. When you count them out, that's when they're gonna come. That's when they're gonna sneak up on you. But at the end of the day, when Jimmy Butler comes back, they'll be fine. I mean, they're in the second round for a reason because other guys have been able to step up and make shots and make plays. Yes, Jimmy Butler's driving force. He's the driving force. He's the engine that's gonna make that team go. Yes, he scored 50 points, but you look at the Bucks series. The reason why the Bucks couldn't do anything, they couldn't do anything, and they couldn't stop Jimmy Butler. You'll say, let's throw a double team at Jimmy Butler. But if the other guys are shooting 50% from the 3-point line, shooting 50% for the field, how can you guard Jimmy Butler if those other guys are going to shoot 50% from the field? That's why Milwaukee didn't double team. That's why they didn't double team. That's why they did not double team Jimmy Butler, because the other guys were shooting over 50% from the field and from the 3-point line. Caleb Martin was able to get comfortable open shots. Matthew Scrooge was able to get involved into the game, able to get involved. Kyle Lowry had a couple of key games in that series. So you can actually double Jimmy Butler if other guys are going to shoot well as they did.
That's true. And, especially if Jimmy gets hot, Thibodeau has to figure out what he can do to stop Jimmy. And can Tibbs outcoach Spo? So that's why I said this series is gonna go 7. It's good series. The playoff so far has been very well. It has been very good, even in the first round up until now. And you had a couple blowout games, but overall, I mean, besides the ref making some crazy calls, we've seen all them flagrants. But overall, the playoffs has been good. Let's talk about the Sixers. Sixers still in game 1 without Joel Embiid. 2 games in a row, they won without Joel. They closed out the Brooklyn series without him, and then they steal game 1. Houston, James Harden has resurrected, but let's see if he can keep this going. What did the Sixers do to take game 1 from Boston?
James Harden showed up. That's what the Sixers did. James Harden actually showed up in the series. Like I say, I got the most respect for James Harden. Most of my about James Harden, I didn't like I said, I didn't like the way he finished his site in Houston. He had to finish it that way. But I do got the most respect for James Harden for what he did, because again, James Harden, we never missed the playoffs with him. As long as he was a Rocket, we never ever missed the playoffs, and that says something about how great he was with the Houston Rockets turning the franchise around. So always respect and love James Harden, no matter what team he goes to. Like I said, I hope he can win a championship. I hope he kind of wins a championship, because what he done for Houston and the community and the organization, putting us on the map and really getting us to being a driving force of why we went to the Western Conference Finals. I respect him more because what he did for the organization. A lot of people like to shit on him because, again, and it's deserving so. He don't step up in the playoffs when it matters the most. But again, you got to respect him for what he did for the 10 years, for the decade, for what he did for this or for my organization. But other than that, Tobias Harris also chipped in 18 points per game, chipped in 18 points. He was really big in the game. Maxey struggled from the 3-point line, but he was very good. He was good from the field. He was very, very efficient from the field outside of the 3-point line. And DeAnthony Melton was huge. Huge. I just thought the Sixers played more aggressive. They went to the basket. They got they got some free throws. They were 12 for 12 from the free throw line. They made every free throw. But again, you got to give credit to James Harden. And how he played. Also, Paul Reed got a couple of huge rebounds down the stretch when him and PJ Tucker got into a little altercation. Now, the ball movement was kind of non-existent for the Sixers. They were playing a lot of ISO ball. They were playing a lot of isolation basketball. And that was more disappointing. If you're a Celtics fan, you should be disappointed at that because, again, the Sixers did not have the ball movement. They just beat you, but basically playing on ISO ball. If it was James Harden and get out the way. It was Tobias Harris and get out the way. Tyrese Maxey and get out the way. Or just finding someone open for open 3-pointer like they did DeAnthony Melton. But other than that, the Celtics didn't play no defense at all. They didn't play no defense at all against James Harden them. So Celtics got to get better. This is more on the Celtics. They got to get better. They got to play better individual defense. And you cannot not get a shot up and throw the ball back into the backcourt instead of throwing the ball. If you're going to turn the ball over at your own end. Don't turn the ball over throwing it backwards. Right. Throwing it backwards, and that's a mistake Malcolm Brogdon did. And they passed up 2 open jump shots on that sequence. So other than that, got to give credit to the Sixers, man. They came out and balled out, man. You got to just give credit to Sixers and James Harden for leading this team to victory.
Yeah, that key. James Harden actually plays some defense a little bit. When it matters, James Harden know how to play defense. We all get on James Harden for not playing defense.
I told y'all that he can do it when he matters the most. He just don't put the effort in on the defense because when he's the main guy, he has to score. He has to save the energy to play the offensive side of the ball. The man can actually play defense. He just chooses not to. It's
like that one possession where Boston didn't even get the shot off. It was a shot clock violation, I believe. Boston couldn't go nowhere with the ball. They passed it. It was a defender on them. They had trouble with the zone a little bit. Boston's not the same Boston. I mean, they had a lot of turnovers that game. Didn't really see Jaylen Brown in the second half. Really, Marcus Smart could be questionable tonight. But nobody, I mean, as much as, I talk about PJ Tucker, y'all, I do. I feel like we overpaid him. But this is the time that we need PJ Tucker. Why? His experience, he's physical. He can hit those shots when needed. He can get you that corner 3, but he can get you rebounds. He can get you offensive boards. He can set things back up. So PJ Tucker, this is what he's built for. He's been in the playoffs with James Harden before in Houston. He knows what the playoffs is about. He won a championship with the Bucks. He went to the finals with Miami. So I mean, PJ Tucker, y'all can talk all the smack you want. Because look, I admit I'm one of them. Like, why he's in the game in the regular season with no points, but that's his role. And so this is why we brought PJ Tucker in for this purpose. Game 2 tonight. Joel Embiid is playing, and he also gets 2023 MVP, which was a unanimous decision. 73 first place votes went to Embiid. Crazy. I seen this tweet on Twitter talking about something. Is Joel Embiid the worst MVP? What type of mess? I need people to stay off drugs. I need them to lay off the drugs because that's ridiculous. Is he the worst MVP? But we all know JoJo was well deserving of the MVP. What do you think about that, Donte?
Well, I say, man, I thought he deserved it last year. But like I said, I wasn't mad that Jokic won. I wasn't mad that he won, but I thought he did. He was my MVP last year, actually. But other than that, like I say, no disrespect to Jokic. Jokic is a great player, and he's not overrated whatsoever. He's an actually great player. So let me get that up out of the hand. Whoever said Jokic is overrated, you need to slap your goddamn self because the man is not. It's the reason what Denver is at right now, what they're doing right now. He's part of that reason. Joel Embiid is the reason why the Sixers are the Sixers as of this moment, but he definitely deserves it 1,000%. Like I said again, he deserved it last year. I just wasn't mad because of Jokic got it. You cannot deny the season that he had last year. And yes, he got put up out of the first round, but again, he didn't have 2 of his best players and to get past the Warriors. But again, Joel Embiid definitely deserves it 1,000%. It should be unanimous, especially finish off the season very strong. He was the reason why the Sixers, he's the reason why the Sixers is irrelevant at this moment. But at the end of the day, man, hey, now it's time to go get that championship. Now you got the MVP. Now it's a lot of pressure on you to go get that championship, to go try to finish that off with a championship. MVP, like, it doesn't mean nothing to anybody. Don't mean nothing when James Harden won it in Houston because, again, he didn't finish it with a title. Don't mean nothing for Jokic 2 years in a row. He didn't win the championship. Don't mean nothing for Joel Embiid. Yes, he got the MVP. It's an honor. But now it's time to go finish it, and it's time to go beat Boston in the series this year, in this tonight. It's time to finish the deal. So other than that, he definitely deserves it. And whoever, like Gene said this morning, left Jokic off the damn ballot, they should be a damn shame of their damn self. They should not have a chance to vote again. Never in their life vote again. That is just a goddamn atrocity.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Somebody voted for Jason Tatum. They must be strictly Celtics biased to vote for Jason Tatum. But again, Joel comes back tonight. I just don't want him to play with too much emotion to where it gets the best of him and he's not contributing to his team. Definitely need him in the middle because you did see 56 points they got in the paint because there was no rim protector. And we all know Joel is great on the defensive end as well. Offensively, we already know what he can do, especially if he's going to have Al Horford on him. I think he can definitely take Al Horford, even though, Horford is indeed kryptonite. But we definitely know that Joel can take Horford. Unless they put a Robert Williams in who can go up against Joel because he's a little taller. I don't know. If the Sixers was to take this game and then possibly maybe win one in Philly, that would be great. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Sixers pulled us one out tonight. It might be close. It's not these games. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout with them. You're not gonna see a blowout. I think you're gonna see single digit winnings. But it's gonna take the cast again to win this game. Harden, again, I don't need the 45-point another performance, but hey, if he does it, that's great. I need Tobias Harris to give me that 18, 20 points and stay consistent. DeAnthony Melton can contribute off the bench with those points. Maxey needs to get going a little bit earlier. If those things happen, I think the Sixers can take game 2. Jokic killing it. Yeah, Jokic is killing the Suns. We going about that series next. What's going on, Gregor? What's going on, Travis? Speaking of the Suns in Denver. Denver is up 2 games to none over the Suns. And no Chris Paul. Chris Paul is another guy that gets hurt in the playoffs. Is when the team needs him the most, he loses. He loses either it's an injury, a shoulder, a hamstring. This time it's his groin. Donte, are the Suns done?
Yeah. They're pretty much done. They don't have a bench. They don't have a bench at all. No Kevin Durant is shooting badly. But the man can't even sit his ass on the bench. He can't even sit down. You're playing 44 minutes, Devin Booker playing 45. That's down to 90 minutes combined that they got to play. And when Monty Williams, everybody will say Monty Williams need to go to the bench more. What he tried, they still not producing. So what the hell you want him to do? He's going to be exhausted. He's going to chunk up every shot in the book. Hell, I would too. At least I'm trying out there. I don't got nobody that can come behind me and so I can sit on the bench and feel comfortable that we can keep a lead. That we can keep a lead. So other than that, it's just Denver is just that much better as of right now. But Chris Paul being hurt doesn't help them. They were in control of the game when he was in the game. But other than that, again, hey, KD is struggling from the field, but most of that, the bench is not helping either. The bench cannot do anything. You got guys coming off the bench like Damian Lee having 26 minutes, not even scoring a single point. Landry Shamet can't get more than 3 points in a game. So other than that, what is Kevin Durant and Devin Booker supposed to go out there and do? Yes, they're going to be aggressive. Yes, they're going to shoot because they have to shoot because nobody is behind them can come off the bench and produce. So yes, at this point in time, the Denver Nuggets, they're done. And we knew the Denver Nuggets is going to win this series. But at the end of the day, the Suns got rid of Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and they don't have a lack of bench now. So other than that, now all of a sudden Chris Paul is out. Somebody's going to come off the bench and produce. And that weakens your bench even more. Now that Chris Paul is gone, someone's going to have to come off the bench. He's going to have to come off the bench and try to fill in. And that's a lot, man. That's a lot. So this series may not even make it back to Denver.
I don't know if the Phoenix will get a game in. This might be a sweep. They didn't got rid of all the bench depth when they got KD. Aiden too soft for me. Aiden needs to do more. You can tell in the beginning of the year he didn't want to be there. He wanted to go to Indiana and get a fresh start. But of course, the Suns matched that deal and they brought him back. You can just tell like he don't want to be there. I don't even know why Phoenix brought him back, but I don't know. But I don't think the Suns get a win. I think it might be a sweep. We might see Denver go to the Western Conference Finals because this Denver team is scary and they're deep and they got some depth. Jamal Murray playing lights out. You got Jokic playing the way he's playing. And Aaron Gordon has improved a lot. His 3-point shooting got better. Who else you got? Coming off the bench, you got Christian Brown. And then you got Bruce Brown that can come off the bench. Denver is just solid all around. So it's going to be tough to beat a Denver team if you this Suns team. I'm going to go with a sweep. I don't even think they get a game. Like you said, it's not even going to go back to Denver. They can sweep them and get some rest in and get ready to face either the Golden State or the Lakers.
Yep.
All right. Read some of these comments. They love her depth. Yep. Wanted to keep Cam. Yeah. Boy, if KD gets swept for a second straight year, he going to get killed. I forgot about that. He got swept by Boston last year with Brooklyn. He gets swept again. Oh, man. But you can't blame KD in this instance because it's not his fault. He got traded somewhere where they didn't have no bench. But what do the Suns do this offseason, Donte?
You gotta go in the free agent block and get you some guys that can come off the bench and put the ball in the basket. And we can expect KD to get killed, and we don't expect that. But again, I mean, if you don't got nobody that can come off the bench, hey, and put the ball in the basket, what you want them to do? What more you want them to do? I go out there and chunk up 27 shots too. I chunk up 50. If nobody can come off the bench and produce, I'm gonna be tired and worn down playing 45 to 50 minutes a game. I will be tired as hell. You want anybody in the chat, you will do the same damn thing. If you're looking at, man, we ain't got no bench. I can't sit down. Chris Paul's getting hurt. My point guard is hurt. Now someone's gonna have to come in and fill that void of Chris Paul. That's one person coming off the bench that will weaken the bench even more. And Tyler, I got a guy playing 26 minutes, can't even score a point in 26 minutes. You play, that's a lot of minutes. That's pretty much some good minutes, man. 26 minutes. That's like waiting out there in the hot sun. For 20 down in 30 minutes, and you can't score a point. You can't score not 1 point in the game. What you want him? What more you want him to do? What more you expect out of him? So at the end of the day, yes, he's gonna get killed because he's Kevin Durant, and people kill him a lot because he went to Golden State. He won 2 championships. Now he's fell into make his own to win a championship, being the main guy. And that's what people are going to give him a lot of shit about. And you expect them to go to Brooklyn, control Kyrie Irving, missing ball games because of personal problems. Now, I don't mind you missing ball games because of personal problems. But when you're missing ball games anytime you want to, and you're controlling the practice, when you're James Harden and you're quitting on a team, that's something that's out of Kevin Durant control. Kevin Durant, at least he's professional. At least he's the only thing about it, he jabs at people on Twitter. He needs to stop doing that, being a lot of softy like that. But again, you got guys 26 minutes off the bench and not give you nothing. Shit, I'll be mad as hell too.
Yeah, facts. So hopefully maybe Phoenix can trade Aiden for maybe some role players. That's something possible. Like you said, free agency. Look, do you know who one person who won't be on a free agent block? Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks is going to be on a free agent list. Memphis said, absolutely not. You cannot come. We are not bringing you back. What does that say about the Memphis organization? Do you think they should have went public like that? Or do you think, should have had him like, hey, Dylan, we're not going to bring you back? I think, you can find another team. Did they have to put him on blast like that?
Nah, they didn't have to do that, man. They didn't have to do that. They could keep it public. They should have kept that public. If you know you're not going to bring a player back, you just tell them in public, hey, Just tell them in public, in your personal mind, in that front office, hey, we're not gonna bring you back. We enjoy every role you played here. We enjoyed what you did, but just say, man, we're not gonna bring you back, and keep it like that. You have to announce publicly, we're not bringing you back. We're not bringing you back.
Yeah, like
You
Dylan Brooks has his flaws, of course. This series, I feel this whole series, I feel like he should, keep his mouth shut. But I like his confidence, like how he's coming at people. But at the same time, come on, now these guys has won championships, been in more playoffs than you've been around in the league. You need to be humble about things. And I think this series he might have got humbled a little bit, and then now he has to find a new team. But what team would fit Dylan Brooks?
Like I say, what team will fit Dylan Brooks? I mean, like I say, if you a fringe playoff team, I believe he can fit Dylan Brooks. You know what I believe? I believe Miami is a perfect culture for him. I believe Miami is a perfect spot for Dylan Brooks. I mean, Pat Riley, he's very good of getting the best out of players. He's very good. He wants those hard-working players. He wants those physical players that don't mind telling you how they feel. Milwaukee could be a great spot for him. Could be a good spot for him over there. I believe a playoff trending team can use Dylan Brooks.
Like, he's serviceable. He's that 3-and-D guy. Yeah, he's going to give you some. He's going to give you defense. He just shooting maybe need to get better. Then he'll be solid. But overall, he's not a bad player. Of course, every team has their villain. But he's not bad. AP says the Hawks. If they want to get rid of go Dylan Brooks route, maybe actually put John Collins on the trading block. But the Hawks definitely need more help for Trey. He can't do it by himself. But Dylan Brooks will somebody will scoop him. But the Heat, I can see that. That culture definitely. We'll get there. But Coach, you got your list, man?
You know I got my list, man. You know I got my list. This is an NBA playoff edition, man. So I got no baseball on yet. So in baseball, after the NBA playoffs, we will get heavily into baseball, and we will be putting some baseball on now. So y'all know the coaches list. I picked the 5 top performances of the weekend, and so number 5, I'm gonna put Jimmy Butler in game 1 of the New York Knicks before he got the sprained ankle. 25 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists in the game. Definitely helped out Dylan. Definitely helped out the Miami Heat close game 1. And yes, he did do it on a sprained ankle late in the game. But this was before the sprained ankle, when he was just coming on fire, and he was dominating the New York Knicks in game number 1. Game number 4. This is really tough, man. This is actually really tough. I could have easily put Jokic at number 2 on up, but like I say, it was better performance than he was. But Nikola Jokic, 35 points, 39 points, 16 rebounds in the game 2 win over the Phoenix Suns. Number 3, Anthony Davis. 30 points, 23 rebounds, 5 assists, was definitely dominant in his game in the game 1 versus the Golden State Warriors. Looking to see more of that in game 2. Game number 2. Number 2. James Harden, 45 and 6 assists, definitely killed it against the Boston Celtics. Definitely much needed James Harden. He needed every one of those 45 points to win that ball game. James Harden was the old James Harden. They would have got blown out probably by 45 points. But other than that, he scored 45. Got to give him credit. He definitely stepped up and showed he can still do it at the age of 33. Number 1, we all know, is Steph Curry. I mean, you can't forget about the 50-point game. 50-point game in the playoff series. Yeah, we know it was against. Yeah, I want to say it was against the Kings, but you weren't saying that when the Sacramento Kings was actually up 2-0, and people thinking they were going to win the series, which they did have an opportunity. I thought game 4 was their shot to win that series, and they end up blowing it. But 50 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds. Steph Curry is the number 1 player up on coach's list of this week. And let's see who will be on there, next week. And I'm gonna start counting. Dating back to next year. No, I'm gonna start counting the players that made the list the most times too. I'm gonna start counting that.
There we go with the coaches list. Steph Curry with the 50-point performance is number one. AP has a question for you, Donte. He says, how do you feel about Dame to the Heat to team up with Jimmy?
It's not gonna happen. He's too loyal.
I mean, even though he had some discrepancies, I mean, he don't like the rebuild. He finally came out and said he don't like the rebuild and where the team's going. But does that mean he leaves or does he still stay?
That doesn't mean he leaves. He will say it. I gotta see Dame actually want. I gotta see that. I gotta see it being all seriousness. Dame should have been got up out of that. He should have known that. He should have been known they were not good enough to make it. Now all of a sudden, when it's late in his career, but he still got it. He still got it. He still can. He's still a superstar in this league. But other than that, it may be a little bit too late. Just like Carmelo Anthony waited too late to get up out of the New York Knicks when he was a free agency. When he was free agent, he signed for the money instead of going to a championship contending team. Instead of going to a contending team right then and there, he should have elected to go win a title. He waited till too late of his career to want to win one. Now Dame all of a sudden doing the same thing, wasting his career in Portland. Now all of a sudden you have second thoughts, and want to try to go win a championship. When it's probably a little bit too late, but we'll see though. We'll see. I don't know if Dame wants quite out yet, but it will be nice for him to go to a contender though.
Yeah, most definitely. Your thoughts on game 2 tonight? Who wins?
I got Boston. Winning this game. I don't think they're gonna win by 25. Like Gene said, I don't think that it's gonna be a blowout. I wouldn't be surprised though if they come out like flapjacks and do that. Start correcting the mistakes though. The key is how Joel Embiid's leg will be, and if I'm Boston, I'm putting him in every pick and roll I could just to see how mobile that leg is. I'm doing a lot of running. I'm running that leg until it fall off. If I'm Boston, I'm not gonna lie. I'm running that leg until it fall off. I'm putting him in a lot of pick and roll. I'm gonna make him work. I'm gonna make him come up and guard a guard. I'm gonna make him come up and guard that 3-point line each and every time I have a chance to take it at Joel Embiid's leg. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go Boston by 5 points at least.
And Boston had trouble against the pick and roll as well. The 2-man game with Atlanta. So we'll see if that can get put to test, and let's see what Boston can do tonight. But we're gonna switch over to the NFL a little bit. We got Randall Cobb going to the Jets. Aaron Rodgers getting the band back together. Call him the New York Packers. What do you think about Randall Cobb going over there to the Jets?
He's going to just basically add veteran leadership. He's going to add veteran leadership into that locker room, into Alan Lazard, them. So him and Aaron, that's Aaron Rodgers' buddy. He knows him very good. He knows him very well. And again, he's going to, I don't know if that's going to put them over the division lead. I still think Buffalo is better than, better than the New York Jets. I think the Jets, if they will make the playoffs, they will make it by wild card. I believe they will be a part of the wild card discussion. So other than that, I think this is a big help out in that locker room for Randall Cobb.
Randall Cobb. Jordan Love gets a 1-year extension for Green Bay. Does that mean they don't believe in him? They only give him 1 year, or they testing him this year? They did draft Sean Clifford and all. What do this mean for Jordan Love?
This is a 1-year test to see if he's going to be the guy or not. This is a 1-year test. You're not going to give the man a 5-year deal if you don't know what he's got for a full season. This is just a 1-year test. Obvious.
And then what else we had? McKinnon gets re-signed by the Chiefs, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We all seen he's not coming back. A lot of 5th-year options are not being signed. I know Simons from Arizona was one of them. Patrick Queen was another. Where do you see those guys, and who picks them up?
I see. You talking about Robert Quinn? You talking about Patrick Queen?
Patrick Queen. I'm sorry.
All right, Patrick Queen. Okay. Patrick Queen, I can see him going on the contending team. I can see him easily going on the contending team that needs a linebacker. It's hard to say what team. It's gonna be hard to guess what team that needs a linebacker out there. But definitely, I think he's gonna go to a team that's ready to win and that wants to win.
Yeah, I could definitely. Somebody's gonna get those guys. I know a lot of options. Mekhi Becton from the Jets. He never could stay healthy, but you did see him slim down a lot. He lost a lot of weight, so that's good for him that he lost all that weight. Maybe he can get to a team to show them, okay, I can stay healthy and help a team out. Micah Parsons said that he's gonna bulk up and play defensive end only. Good or bad move?
It's a good move because he was already lining up at the line of scrimmage anyway. So I think it's a solid move. I think he's just that good.
And speaking of Jonathan Gannon, we all know that him and the Eagles in Arizona was in this tampering. So some picks got moved and they settled. But come to find out, Vic Fangio was going to be the next defensive coordinator, but because of that tampering and Jonathan Gannon's focus not there being on the NFL, what do you think about what's going on? And do you think Gannon is going to be a one and done in Arizona?
Depends on how the year goes. For the Cardinals. He could be a one and done. Depends on how the year goes.
I mean, he already starting off. At least he's gonna have DeAndre Hopkins there. I don't think they get rid of D Hop. We don't know who's gonna start. Colin Murray's coming off that ACL. He's not gonna be back the start of the season. Let's see what he does defensively, even though he's not gonna be calling plays defensively. Not bringing back Isaiah Simons is crazy. Burn. I agree with that. But we got to see what Gannon does. Just in my opinion, I think he's going to be a Chip Kelly in San Fran. I think he's just going to go 1 year and that's it. But we'll definitely see. I know the Eagles do play them this year because we got the NFC West, so that's going to be like the revenge tour there with that. But let's go over the draft a little bit. The draft, 155 million people tuned in the NFL draft to see these young kids get their dreams come true. Some little things I got to go over before we get into the main parts of the draft. Just seeing them get called and the emotions that these kids pour in when somebody drafts them. Again, I'm not a Dallas fan, but just Deuce Vaughn. Y'all don't know who Deuce Vaughn is. He's for me, he's Spurs 2.0. Kansas State running back. He gets drafted by the Dallas Cowboys. His dad is a scout for the Cowboys. And for him to get drafted, it was emotional. You got to love stories like that. He called him and said, do you want to come to work with me next week? I thought that was the coolest thing ever. You saw what Joey Porter said to Joey Porter Jr. That was touching. Do you love seeing these kids get called by, I know you see the war room, you see them called, but to actually hear their conversations, that's why I look forward to hearing. I go on YouTube and see exactly what was said and the emotion. You saw what happened to DJ Metcalf. He broke down and was like, what took y'all so long? Do you love seeing these kids get their name called and their dreams being made?
Yeah, man. I think it's a good thing, man, when you get your name called, when you actually get your name called and stuff like that. I really think that's pretty special. And you just having an honor to hear your name called, just to know the commissioner bringing that card or whoever calls your name, that you're good enough, that you're good enough to play in the NFL. So anytime you can hear your name called, that's a goddamn dream come true, man. Because most people don't get their name called at all. Brock Purdy didn't get his name called. He got his name called on the last day of the draft, the last number of the draft. So just hearing your name called is definitely special.
Most definitely. I had a train of thought. It just went out and left. It just came out and left. I literally was about to say something and forgot. But Joey Porter told Joey Porter Jr. take it personal. because he didn't go the first round, but he exactly went in the next round with Pittsburgh. That spot was meant to be because he's been there all his life. His dad played in Pittsburgh. He's been there. That was like the perfect fit for Pittsburgh. Of course, we've seen some questionable picks and we've seen some great ones. You think Joey Porter knew they was going? I'm sure they did. I'm sure he knew. You think Joey Porter knew that he was going to? Yeah, I'm sure. Because Joey Porter was still on that board, you best believe Pittsburgh was going to try to scoop him. I think Porter did know that they was going to get him. Just like Quentin Johnston, he gets picked to the Chargers. He told his mom, "You can retire now. You don't got to work a day." Like it's like you said, Coach, just getting your name called. So shout out to all the draft that got picked, and then you got the UFDAs who got to fight their way to make a team to show why I wasn't drafted and you was wrong for not getting, drafting me. Let's break down the first round again. We're not going to go through all 7 rounds, but just to break down on the first round. Of course, Bryce Young goes number 1 overall to the Carolina Panthers. Your Texans get C.J. Stroud. Also, your Texans get the number 3 pick and also get Will Anderson. Anthony Richardson to the Colts. Devin Witherspoon, one of the best cornerbacks in this draft. He goes to the Seahawks. We got Paris Johnson. He goes to the Cardinals. Tyree Wilson to the Raiders. Bijan Robinson to Atlanta. Going to talk about that in a little bit. Jalen Carter falls to the Eagles, number 9. The Eagles move up to get him. Then we got Darrell Wright going to Chicago. Peter Skoronski to Tennessee. Jahmyr Gibbs to the Lions. Everybody else a head scratcher. We got Lucas Van Ness to Green Bay. Broderick Jones to the Steelers. Also, we got Will McDonald to the Jets. That was another head scratcher. We got Emmanuel Forbes to Washington. Christian Gonzalez to New England. Jack Campbell with the second pick of 18th to the Lions. Tampa Bay picks up Khalid Kancey, another Pittsburgh University, Pitt native, along with Aaron Donald. He goes to Tampa Bay. Then you got JSN going to Seattle. That's going to be a big 3-headed receiving core over there. JSN, Tyler Lockett, and DK Metcalf. You got Quentin Johnston go to the Chargers. Zay Flowers, he goes to Baltimore. Lamar Jackson don't got no excuses now. We got Jordan Addison going to the Vikings. Kirk Cousins don't have no excuses now, just not throwing to JJ. Then you got Deontay Banks going to the Giants. Then Dalton Kincaid, one of the great tight ends in Utah, he goes to Buffalo. You got Maisie Smith to Dallas. Anton Harrison to the Jags, who ECG didn't like that pick at all. You got Miles Murphy going to Cincinnati. Brian Breesy to the Saints. The Eagles pick up another Georgia Bulldog. Nolan Smith at 30. And then you have Felix Uzoma lining it off with the Chiefs. Coach, your thoughts on this draft overall as a whole? Who was the winners and losers of this draft?
Well, I'm going to say the winner is the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to say the winner of the draft is the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to say Seattle is a winner as well. And I'm going to say my Texans is a winner. I think my Texans are a winner of the draft, but I don't think they the winner of the draft. I think Philadelphia is the winner of the draft. And I'll say it was hard. It's hard to pick a loser of the draft, but I will actually have to go with the Falcons. I think they had a questionable pick. Well, I still think my boy Bijan is going to be a generational talent. I think he's going to be a generational guy. I just don't think he needed to be with the Falcons. The Falcons were already good at the run game. That was most one of their strong suits last year. They ran the ball pretty well last year, so I didn't think that was a need at the running back position. They needed more of a receiver. The New York Jets, they didn't need Will McDonald. I think they kind of panicked once they saw Paris Johnson go off the board. They wanted an offensive lineman. They ended up picking Will McDonald after drafting Tremaine Johnson last year, a defensive edge Russell. So it's kind of, for me, it's kind of hard to predict a loser. But the winner of the draft is definitely Philadelphia. They're definitely a winner of the draft. Pittsburgh did pretty well too. They winners of the draft too. They did pretty well too.
Yeah, I really liked our draft as well. Nolan Smith, uh, Jalen Carter. We end up getting Eli Ricks undrafted. Um, the very last pick in the round, number 7, uh, Ojomo. He was still there. We end up getting him. We getting Tyler Steen from Alabama. Uh, Sidney Brown got another safety. And then we got Tanner, quarterback from Stanford. And then we got some other guys undrafted as well. But talk about your Texans, Donte. How did you know that this was all going to go down as far as 1 and 2, as far as 2 and 3?
I knew 2 was gonna go down. I knew that for about a month. That was to go down. I knew by the month we were getting the quarterback. I know everybody was hearing, the Will Anderson saga. They was hearing that at number 2, which is I've been knew about a month. I ain't never put it out there. I never put it out there because I already knew we were getting the quarterback. But they did love Will Anderson. They did love Will Anderson. D'Amico Ryans loved Will Anderson. And by any means necessary, it was wrote up on the board on a sheet of paper. By any means necessary, they wanted Will Anderson. And they talked about it that morning during the draft when Daniel Jeremiah elaborated. Shout out to him. He deserves some full credit that the Texans should trade from 12-3 to go get Will Anderson. And that's exactly what they did. That D'Amico Ryans, you can tell in his voice when he called Will Anderson straight up and said he was happy. He was very happy that he drafted Will Anderson. So, yeah, they definitely loved the Will Anderson, but also they knew they needed the damn quarterback in the building. They knew they cannot go with Davis Mills, Case Keenum, and goddamn whoever Perry, whatever the hell his name is, whatever. But they knew they couldn't go in the season with that right there as the starting quarterback. So yes, that was the right move. I thought the CJ Stroud, the quarterback, was going to be the move the whole time, but I didn't know they were going to move up from 12-3 until Daniel Jeremiah elaborated that early that morning that the Texans should do that, and they really went up and did it. And so, hey, I'm excited.
I know Texans might be that team in the AFC South. Knowing what y'all did this free agent and 2 years in a row, y'all killed the draft. I mean, y'all get Dalton Schultz. I know y'all drafted a wide receiver in the draft. Got some defensive pieces. This draft for the Texans was awesome. Now, who is your favorite pick in this draft? Don't have to be necessarily a team, but what's your favorite pick?
My favorite pick of the draft, man. I have so many favorite picks. But my favorite pick of the draft is Josh Downs going to the Indianapolis Colts. I liked that pick. That was my favorite pick of the draft right there. Josh Downs is someone that's going to be really good into the slot. He's a small receiver, too small to play outside, but he's going to be definitely a help to the Indianapolis Colts. So if I was to pick a favorite pick, my favorite pick was Josh Downs.
All right. Sidon said the Texas undrafted free agents. Who was your least favorite pick?
My least favorite pick, like I said, was Will McDonald to the New York Jets. I didn't think they needed he needed to be a Jet. I didn't think he needed to be a Jet. I don't think that was a need for him. I don't think that was an actually need for the Jets. They did just drafted Tremaine Johnson last year. They wanted the offensive line, which is they did get that addressed in the second round. But Will McDonald, I thought in that round, he was my least favorite pick. He was supposed to at least go at the back end of the first round or the second round. So we'll see. On the field will prove to see if that was a reach or it will be a right pick or not.
Who was the surprise pick for you?
The surprise pick was Bijan going to the Falcons. Actually, I didn't see that coming. I didn't think they needed another running back. I didn't think they needed a running back, but again, same thing like the Will McDonald thing. You drafted Algier last year. He had over 1,000 yards. You drafted Bijan. So which one are you going to start? You're going to start Bijan, or are you going to start, IG, or you're going to start Tyler Algier? So again, but they were very good at the run game last year. And again, I said this over and over. I think Bijan is going to be a generational type guy. I think he's going to be a generational type guy. But at the end of the day, we'll find out. But I didn't think he needed to go to them. I didn't think he needed to go to them. I think he was more fit for a team like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or the Chargers or something like that. A team that needed a running back to take the load out of Justin Herbert. Now, we don't know if they're going to pay Austin Eckler at all. So I thought that could have been a spot, that he could have went.
And what was the head? Well, we figured out the head scratch. Well, the head scratcher for me was the Jahmyr Gibbs pick. But I see why Detroit did that. I mean, they did trade DeAndre Swift. The Eagles, DeAndre Swift is coming back home, and then they get Muhammad Ibrahim undrafted. So I mean, the Lions had a low key good draft too. They get Hendon Hooker as well. He's going to sit for a while, and he's gonna watch Jared Goff. If Goff don't pan out, then you're going to have your stud quarterback with all the young guys that he's going to have. Once Jameson Williams comes back, of course, and you got Amara St. Brown. They did get some receivers as well. So I mean, the Lions was going to be okay. The Lions is going to be okay. Could they make the playoffs this year? We only will find out. But who was a pick that did not get drafted or went too low that you think should have been higher?
The pick that I think that went too low that should have actually been higher. I thought Brian Branch. I thought Brian Branch should have been higher. I don't think he should drop that far to the second round. I think he should have been a late first round pick at least. But hey, he's gonna definitely help out that Lions secondary.
And how do you think Will Levis is going to do with Tennessee?
The potential is there. Let's see if Mike Vrabel can bring it up out of him, because I think he does have all the potential. But again, he's very turnover prone. He throws the ball in the tight situations down a stretch. You can get it up out of him, but it depends on the coaching staff, and it depends on his situation. It's not that he don't have it; he has it, but it depends on. It takes the right coach to get it up out of him. It takes the right coach to get it up out from him. I'm not going to say he doesn't have it; he has it. But again, his decision making is going to have to improve, and it's going to take the right coach to get the best up out of him.
Definitely. Now, everybody was giving San Fran grief of taking a kicker in Moody from Michigan. Any thoughts on that?
We'll see. We'll just see how the kick how it comes out. If the kicker performs, then hey, he proves everybody wrong. So right now, it's a kicker. That's why everybody going crazy. It's a kicker instead of a position player. So at the end of the day, kickers are valuable in our game as well.
Didn't he have some issues in college with not making kicks?
I think he did, if I'm not mistaken. I think he did.
If I remember seeing that correctly. But yeah, that is your NFL OTAs or the rookies. They're going to be getting together soon. Soon we get some football back, because I get depressed around this time. Once I see July comes, I'm like, all right, I know we in the nitty gritty of things. Training camp, preseason's coming. So hopefully I get to go to another preseason game this year, see some people in person. But MLB definitely has been fun. So far we got some surprise teams that's actually shocking, and we didn't think they was going to be this way, because we sure enough see this coming. Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pittsburgh Pirates are leading the division right now in the NL Central, 20-10. What's going on in Pittsburgh?
Man, they got them young guys. O'Neal Cruz is kind of hurt right now, but they got them young studs up there. Swinging the bat well. Their pitching is doing well as I expected them to. So that's what they're doing well. They're scoring runs at a high rate. Just got to give credit to Pittsburgh, but I still don't think they will be there at the end of the season, though. I still think they will have some struggles along the way.
Right now, the Dodgers are losing to the Phillies 5-3. Bryce Harper returns, gets his first double on the year. He got the J.J. Watt brace on because he had Tommy John surgery
Yep.
day after Thanksgiving. For him to come back 160 days later is crazy. I call him Wolverine because it's like, how do you heal like that? But Harper comes back and he gets his first hit of the season with the double. He's not throwing or anything. It could be possible we see Bryce at first base. But right now he's just playing the DH. It looks like the Mets are going to get Verlander and Scherzer back. I know they're going to miss them. I know they're happy they're coming back.
Yeah, they are. They are happy they come back. That's their best two pitchers. And the Mets been stinking, wet in the bed a little bit lately. So other than that, they needed those their best two pitchers back.
Again, right now, we know Atlanta is still winning the East right now, but that all could change. Remember what happened last year? The Mets and Atlanta flip-flopped, and the Mets ended up winning the division, but you saw they lost in the first round. But definitely getting those guys back will help them out. Now, besides Pittsburgh, who's another sleeper team that's doing well this year that didn't do well last year?
I mean, the Baltimore Orioles is doing well. The Baltimore Orioles is doing well. I like how they're doing. I like what they're doing right now with that young crew they got there, 20-9. Gunnar Henderson is playing really good baseball. Cedric Mullins is a really good stud over there. Sandera is really good. The Arizona Diamondbacks, they're solid too. They just beat the Texas Rangers to go to 17-14. They looking pretty solid as of right now. No surprise that the Tampa Bay Rays off to a good start. That is kind of no surprise because they're kind of a tricky team. They're kind of a tricky team, but I will question when they go up against really good teams, they don't really fare too much well. So other than that, the Diamondbacks are doing pretty good. And you have the Orioles are playing well as of right now.
Are you shocked that the Yankees are in last place right now?
No. I'm shocked. Well, matter of fact, I'm gonna say yes. I'm shocked that they're in last place, but I'm not shocked they're in third place. Because again, if they don't hit a home run, they can't hit the ball at all. They can't hit at all. If they don't hit a home run, they're struggling to find runs anyway. And when you're constantly talking smack like the Yankees fans do, that's the karma that you get right there. I know Carlos Rodon has been out. They got a lot of people out. Aaron Judge is out. You got Standings out. But they were playing average baseball before they even went out. I mean, so other than that, no, I'm not shocked that they're in last place. I'm shocked that they're in last place, but I'm not shocked that they're behind the Rays or the Blue Jays.
Right.
In the Orioles.
You said that your Astros usually start off slow. They're in third place right now. We got the Angels on top of them, and then the Texas. The Angels playing well.
That won't last. I told y'all that won't last last year, and it didn't. They won't last. They won't last.
Again, you got Atlanta in the East right now, 20-10. But the battle for third place isn't bad. You got the Mets 16-14. Miami is 16-14, and the Phillies is 15-16. So they can get a win if they keep the win. I mean, they're right in it. I mean, they're not that far off, but I mean, they can still stay close. Some Phillies fans is going crazy right now. I mean, it's only May. It is May. Relax. We got Bryce Harper back at the right time. Just give it some time. Like I know Rob Thompson is having his questionable moments right now. It's gonna be okay. Don't panic just yet. Got the Dodgers again. The Diamondbacks are playing well. Got San Diego. Get Tatis back. How big is that for them?
Oh, that's a huge bat in their lineup that they needed, man. That's a huge bat in their lineup that they needed. I think the Padres will get going soon. I think they'll get going soon. Just get them a little bit more time. Well, matter of fact, just give Tatis that more time. Because again, this team is too good. They had an off season to gel together. They went to the NLCS. They had time to gel together. So get to Fernando Tatis time. by the All-Star break, if they're still doing the same, that would be really disappointing.
And with the new rules change, I know some of the players are okay with it, some aren't. But how do you like it so far with the pitch count, and is it really speeding up you watching it? Like, is it faster?
Yeah, it's really the pitch count is really faster, and we got more guys hurt in the league this year than we had last year with that pitch count. So it's affecting some of these people out here, especially some of the pitchers. So yes, I think it's going faster, but again, it saves us as fans because we ain't got to sit down on behind watch a 3-hour baseball game or a 4-hour baseball game. So works good for me.
Do you like some of the games starting earlier, and then you got some late? Like last year they didn't do that. All the games started at like 7:00, throughout the league. But now they have some games where they come on at 1, 2, 4. Mm-hmm. Like, do you like the later games? I mean, the earlier games.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. I don't have a problem with it.
All right. So again, we don't got much more to talk about. Probably gonna stay on for an hour and a half, but I did want to go into the girls. Got some news in the WNBA, and we got some stuff for the NCAA. But the WNBA preseason starts tomorrow. So WNBA action is back. Training camps for these ladies.
You said the start tomorrow.
Yes, sir. We got the Mystic and the Link, and then we got your Sky. You got your Wings against the Sky at 8:00. I'm sorry, the 5th. Friday, so Friday, everything starts Friday. So yeah, I'm excited to see these games. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to watch. I might have to invest in League Pass this year.
I'll do that. I'll definitely do that too.
I might have to invest in the League Pass this year. Yeah. But they did allow for the WNBA to have the Coaches Challenge this year. What do you think about that?
I like it, man. If you want to get a call right down the stretch, I like it. So you want to get a call right down the stretch.
So the WNBA now can have the Coaches Challenge. They did interview Brittany Griner, talking about her, what's going on in Russia and how she's back. How she says she's not playing overseas anymore. She's just ready to get back with the Mercury. Her and Taurasi, Skylar Diggins. I think will be back. Della Don is finally going to be healthy for Washington. Della Don is one of my favorites, and her not playing last year was a counter killer, but she's back healthy this year. Man, that Washington team is going to be crazy.
Yep. That's going to be real crazy.
But how are you excited to see your Dallas Wings?
I'm excited, man. We doing training camp right now, man. I showed you how your girl Maddie doing. She's lighting it up right now. Maddie Segrist. Y'all shout out to Keisha. A big fan of Maddie Segrist. She should be fun this year, knocking down shots. Ashley Jones looking pretty good in training camp. Like Coach LT. Coach LT looking pretty solid out there with the players. Diamond DeShields doing a good job of commanding the offense. Arike, this may be Arike's best year this year because she don't have to worry about a lot of pressure. You got shooters on the team now. Abby Myers is doing a pretty good job as well. Tiara McCowan, and you got Natisha Howard. Those are going to be two studs. Now you can't double Tiara McCowan like that, like how they used to do last year again. I'm very excited to see my Dallas Wings go toe-to-toe with some of these teams in the league. And I really think we're going to be a really good playoff team, man. We're going to be a really good playoff team with the tradition of Lopez Sanashaw, who's going to provide shooting off the bench, Maddie Segrist, Abby Myers, Ashley Jones, who can light it up. Got Diamond DeShields, who's a veteran, who's won a WNBA. I believe she's won a WNBA championship in this league. You got Natisha Howard, who's an all-star. You got some very good dynamic players. So I'm definitely excited to watch my Wings go head-to-head and go at it. And then I can't wait till the first preseason game to watch.
Definitely. I want to see how Breanna Stewart gels with Sabrina Ionescu and Jacqueline Jones over in New York. Again, I want to see how Della Don is. I want to see how my Sparks do with Zaya Cook and Dino and Nneka Gumage. I want to see how this Indiana Fever does with with the stud talent that they have with Aaliyah Boston overall and getting to play back with Destiny Henderson, Alexis Morris. Where'd she go again? Minnesota?
I think she did. Yeah.
And to see the Aces, the defending champs, see what they do. Can they go back and win it again? And with the addition of Candace Parker, still got Asia Wilson, Kelsey Plum, one of the best coaches in Becky Hammond. I'm ready, and I'm ready to see what your wings have again with Maddie Segrist and Enrique. This WNBA overall is going to be great. I can't wait to watch and see what's going on. Even the Storm, and see how they rebound. They don't have Breanna Stewart. I can't wait to see Brittany Griner get back out there and see how she is going to be her dominant self. I know she had to work her way back into basketball shape. I still think she'll be fine. This might be Tarazi's last year. So, and then I'm excited to see Jordan Horson, who they got from Miami. So we shall see. But WNBA is here. The start of the season starts the 18th. I'm going to try to call some games. I don't know. I might have to get Coach to hold it down for me if we do some Sparks games. I can't stay up that late.
I got you. I'm definitely gonna do probably every Dallas Wings game, probably. But I'm gonna do games too.
But over there on the college side, transfer portal got some names in there, but the biggest one, former Louisville guard Haley Van Lith, is going to LSU. She's going down to the swamp to team up at LSU. Flajay Johnson, Angel Reese, and those guys of McKen Loki.
She going to who? She going to who?
LSU. Made Coach walk out the damn room, yo. Like
you might well just crown their ass another national championship that next year. You might well just crown them next year. Just give it to them.
But some people don't like what she did. Do you think it was pulling the KD if you can't beat them, join them type of situation?
Well, like I say, when she entered the transfer portal, like I believe, I don't know, it was one episode. I don't know. Well, we didn't know she was going to hit the transfer portal. But again, I've been hearing for like a week and a half, a couple of weeks that she was entering the transfer portal. And I was like, she's going to go to one of those contended top-notch teams, top-notch schools that's going to give her a best chance to win a national title. It's going to be either Iowa or it's going to be either LSU. She just wants an opportunity to win a title. Now, Louisville is not happy that she's done it because she want to win a national championship. And, at the end of the day, she played 3 years in Louisville. So why not have an opportunity to go win a national title? Why not? So I'm not mad at it at all. I mean, but it was just the way you didn't know she was going to enter the transfer portal. We didn't know. We never knew that. We didn't never think she wasn't happy or not like that. When you want to transfer to another school, you ain't happy with that opposing school that you were at. So she gave us no signs of that. I guess she gave us no signs of that. But other than that, you might well just crown LSU. You got to deal with Angel Reese. Now you got to deal with her and Flajay Johnson. Them, you got to deal with her. Oh yeah.
When I seen that, I was like, "Oh no! Did she really just do that? What's going on, Fisher?" I was just shocked. Oh, they cutting people already? Oh, okay. So I do see some recent WNBA cuts. Kashana Washington, she gets cut from Minnesota.
Minnesota Kashana Washington.
Yeah. You got some Connecticut did a lot of cutting. They got 3 girls, or 4. Phoenix, Sydney Weiss, Indiana, Chelsea Perry. Dang, Kashana Washington couldn't make it. I mean, I know Alexis Morris was talking about the transition, how she said the only thing that they don't talk about in college is the transition into college to the WNBA. It's a lot more intense. But that's the only thing that she talked about. But I think that, she eventually gets things together. Let's see. We got some Jayzion Jackson, UTEP. She transferred to Texas Tech. Got some more people transferring to Texas Tech. Just looking at some news or whatever, anything here.
That's all the cuts for the WNBA?
Yeah, for right now.
Okay.
That I see. Got a lot of people going to transferring to Texas Tech. So watch out for Texas Tech and the women.
All right.
Again, Della Don talking about how healthy she is. I can't wait for Della Don to get. Like I said, you know I'm the biggest Della Don fan out there. So happy that she's healthy. But they do have the rankings, the early rankings. LSU replaces UConn at number 1 in the way too early top 25. So this list is LSU.
That's for women's basketball?
Yes.
Okay.
LSU.
Could be.
Because now the backcourt is going to be Van Lith, Flyjay Johnson, and Kiera Poole. Now, Poole is going to be a starter now. Got UConn, number 2. They still got Leah Edwards. They get some of these people back that was hurt.
Yeah.
Asia Fudd. You still got Asia Fudd, Aubrey Griffin.
Paige Bechters.
Right. Still got them. They got number 2.
They
should. You got Iowa number 3.
Okay. Damn.
UCLA 4.
South Carolina felt.
Wait till I tell you where they at. UCLA 4, Utah 5, Ohio State 6, Indiana 7, South Carolina number 8. But they did just get the transfer from the guard from.
But they did lose a lot of people too, though. They did lose a lot of people. Indiana got people coming back. They got Mackenzie coming back. They got Chloe Moore. They got Chloe Moore McNeil coming back. So they do got a lot of those teams in front of them got people coming back. They do got people coming back.
They did get the Oregon State guard, Tiana Popio. I think I'm saying her name wrong. Then you got Raven Johnson. She's going to start. Cordurso is going to start now. She could be, again, she's going to put up huge rebound and shot block numbers. Bree Hall for South Carolina. I mean, South Carolina will still be in there. We may not be as dominant as it was, but we'll still be in it. Number 9, they got Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech. 10 is Notre Dame. You all know how Nicole Ivy is with her team. Right there in the top 10. Ole Miss is 11. Got the Tennessee Lady Vols at 12.
Okay.
Rakia Jordan, her decision to stay one more year. So she's going to be there.
All right, Jackson. So she's staying.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got Baylor at 13. Louisville's 14. You got Florida State 15. Stanford is 16. You got Maryland at 17. USC at 18. The Tar Heels 19. Your Longhorns number 20. 21 is the Colorado Buffs. They did go to the what was the Sweet 16 or one of them. I forget, they got beat up. Coach Prime, his daughter plays from the team. We got Creighton at 22.
Okay.
We got Washington State 23, Kansas State, and then rounding off the top 25 is Nebraska.
Villanova ain't on the list?
Villanova is not on this list.
Damn, Maddie Secret's leaving him. Damn, kind of effed them up, huh?
Yeah, we'll see how Nova is once Maddie's not there. But that's who do you think besides LSU, who can go back to the tournament and really do something?
I'm still gonna say South Carolina can go back out of all of them and still do a little something. I'm gonna say South Carolina. Now
we gotta see what Caitlin Clark does without Zendano, because that was her main big. But Caitlin Clark still gonna put up Kate Clark numbers.
Yep.
I still like LSU chances because they still have 9 people returning. South Carolina, already know how Dawn Staley is. She's going to coach him up. A lot of people didn't like how physical that South Carolina was, but that was you supposed to be soft and play basketball?
Nope. Well, we saw to play basketball at all.
These young women's playing like guys. Okay, what do you want them to play? Like, do you want them to play flag football and have the flag on it? Don't touch me. Like, no, you got to play physical. So, especially she got 6'7" Camilla Cadorso, who's no slouch to be pushed around. I mean, it was a Twin Towers when her in Boston was out there at the same time. But Cadorso just by herself can get boards and points. So y'all know, I'm excited. I think this might be Cadorso's last year. You never know, might see her in WNBA next year. Caitlin Clark's definitely gonna be there next year. She's gonna go number 1 overall. So it's gonna be fun seeing her in the league. That's pretty much it for the girls. I didn't really do too much on the men's side. I didn't see I don't think their poll came out. But for the men, who do you like coming out in the draft? I gotta see when the NBA draft is, because I'm sure we're gonna be doing mock drafts and everything. But on the men's side, where do you see UConn repeating?
Yeah, I still the only thing about it, that guard Jordan Hawkins coming out, he expected to be a first round pick in this NBA draft. So you got guys like Brandon Miller, who's going to get drafted in the top 5, Keontae George probably in the top 10. Look for the Thompson twins to be drafted earlier as well. So again, it's a lot of prospects that's going to come out in this draft and be productive in the NBA. And we all know the very great prospect Victor Wembanyama. He is picked to be the best overall player in the draft. So we're definitely going to see once we get more and more into the NBA draft process.
Most definitely. And the men don't have their way too early poll out yet. But I'm sure we're going to get that soon or later. But another one in the books. Make sure y'all tune on back. Coach will be doing game 2 of Boston and Philly. I'm going to be watching it. Again, I'm going to be popping in. Yep. Hopefully I don't have another heart attack and blood pressure and anxiety going up. I'm going to have something to calm my ass down, because that first game, oh my God, my heart couldn't take it. All right, so Marcus Smart is going to play today. Coach Mazzulla expects Marcus Smart to play with his chest contusion for game 2. Do you still see, I know it's a chest contusion and, you're breathing. Do you see him limited, or is he going to play the whole?
No, I think he's going to play his minutes. This is the playoffs. I think he's going to play his 4 minutes. Yep.
All right. So we got another 7,200 in the books. We on a road to 100. We are literally halfway there. We have 55 episodes right now. Again, 100. We're doing the jersey giveaway at 100th episode. So make sure y'all tune in for that. Again, we'll probably do it like last time. Put the hundreds in the on Twitter post, and whoever puts the 100 in definitely gets their name. But again, we're not at 100 yet, but we almost there. We almost there. We're gonna have another. Have some fun with y'all. Call in. See you want to come up, have some topics with us. Chill out and hang out. Y'all already know how we do. And again, we appreciate y'all being in the chat again. Love interacting with y'all. So anytime y'all need questions asked, want to ask questions, y'all can always inbox us or just come in and ask us. But any thoughts, final thoughts or concerns before we get out of here?
Nah, man, y'all just tune into game 2 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. And like I say, we almost out at 100, man. Appreciate the people that watches us, that listen to us on Spotify and Anchor and all of that, man. Appreciate y'all so much.
And again, if y'all have not yet followed us, we are on Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Spotify. 7,200 seconds. Just give us a follow. when you're in a car ride, you can listen to us at the gym. You can listen. So we are there as well. Links are in the descriptions for our channels. If you have not yet subscribed to either one of us, appreciate it. Don't have to, but definitely we appreciate it if you do. But we're going to get them out of here. Let Coach get ready. 8 o'clock it goes down for game 2, Philly and Boston. But we're going to get it out of here. Next day, we'll be back at our same time. We'll be back on Tuesday. Yesterday was my son's birthday, so that's why I wasn't on. But we'll be back on Tuesday. But we're going to get on out of here. Love, peace, and grease. If you're going to do something stupid, just do it safely. See y'all.
See y'all.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo,
yeah.
no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let it